Here with women's volleyball coach John Cash, no stranger to the LMU community, transitioning from the men's volleyball program over to the women's volleyball program this past winter. And I know it's been a interesting transition for you because you left the men's program right before the men's season. You went from recruiting for the men to essentially recruiting for the women. You've not really got to coach an actual match in, well, it feels like over a year, but now here we are. It's the start of a brand new season, and I know you and your coaching staff are excited.
Yeah, very excited. The transition's been different, but a lot of fun at the same time. Lots of recruiting. We've been all over the country, literally, spread out and trying to get our brand out there, trying to get some young ladies in here who want to make a difference, and we've done that. We're excited about that with our group that's come in, and then also advancing into the 2025 class and even have some 2026s coming in this coming fall. So we're really excited about that piece of it. We've put a lot of time and effort into that. It's amazing how fast the time has gone from January to now. It's actually, it has taken us back a little bit, but man, are we excited to be in the gym, working hard, getting better, getting our minds where they need to be so that our physical play will be where we need it to be, moving into this season. We're excited.
What's the transition been like for you? Because like I said, you were kind of preparing for an upcoming season, and then you transition over to the women's game. Coach Ho takes the men's program. I know you kind of helped him out a little bit off the court with that, but you had to hit the recruiting trail hard, and now here you are, part of a conference, the men's part of the IVA. Now you're part of the South Atlantic Conference. What's all this transition kind of been like for you?
Well, it's a lot. It's been a lot because, we graduated a lot of kids. So like I said, going back to the recruiting piece was huge. So trying to get back on those fronts, reconnecting with people that I haven't talked to in over a decade on the women's side, which has been great, though, because they've been a huge help trying to help us build that side of it. But just getting used to the conference rules, all the differences, the different nuances in the game, and then, of course, the NCAA changes some rules and throws that in here, and so you're going, okay, there's a lot of different change, but change is good. Things have to happen that way, and so just been a lot of work, quite frankly, just trying to get to know everybody and put in that time that it takes to get people better. But you got to know them first, so getting to know the kids that are coming in real well, getting to know the kids that are a part of the program. Because just because I've seen them in the gym for 4 years doesn't necessarily mean there's a relationship there where we understand where each one of us is coming from and the direction we need to go. So we have put in a lot of time that way to try to get this in that positive direction. It's just been a lot of work, and we'll see how the fruits of the labor go. We're excited about it.
You keep using the term excited. What about this team kind of excites you and the coaching staff? Because it's almost like a fresh start.
Well, it is that for everyone. You get an opportunity to kind of brand things the way you want them. So maybe things haven't gone the way they wanted to in the past, but this year's a new opportunity. There's always opportunity out there, and that's the thing. No matter what it is in your life, there's an opportunity there, and what you do with it, that choice you make, is going to define how that opportunity goes. So I think everyone sees from someone who's been here maybe 4 or 5 years, okay, it hasn't gone exactly the way we really want to have a winning season. We really want to do well in the conference. We'd love to have a shot at making an NCAA tournament, those type of things. Those are all big goals. But what are you doing day to day and in those moments to make those things happen? That opportunity is there. So that's a choice from each individual. And then, you go to the other side of the spectrum, a freshman who's just excited, right? To come in, it's fresh, it's new. I always love seeing that buzz because it just reminds you of when you were younger, because I'm getting old. So
we all are.
Yeah, but it's refreshing to see that, and that gets my energy up because I want to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can do. Our staff has just been crushing it, so the best that they can do for these young ladies, and then at the end of the day, it's then their job to do the very best they can do individually and then collectively. So, yeah, it is exciting. It's fun to see it grow together.
You got some preseason exhibitions and scrimmages and different things. Your schedule starts in September, and really for most of the month, I think minus one date. You're not inside of the Mary Mars Gymnasium, which I know is a little bit of a change from the men's game where you were in the Mars Gymnasium to start off a lot of the season. But talk about a little bit how the early part of this season you feel like is really going to test and maybe season this team.
Iron sharpens iron. So we're going to find out what we're made out of on the road right away. I think that's great. Especially with the tournaments we're in and then the tough conference matches that we have involved in all of that. It's a lot. and traveling's a lot, and it's taxing at times and things like that. So how do you respond to that mentally? How do you respond to that physically? Are you doing all the things you need to be doing when we are here so that when we go, there's not distractions? All of that stuff plays into that. I like that, though. I love traveling to play because I think it is a true bellwether of who you are. Mm-hmm. And then conference tournaments generally not at home. NCAA tournaments generally not at home, right? So you need to be prepared for that anyways. And so we're going to prepare to align with our goals, and that's how the beginning of this schedule shakes out. Of course, then in October, it's a whole different animal. Yeah. So, but we like the friendly confines. As you know, I really like playing at home and in front of our crowd and in our gym. That's an atmosphere like no other. So try to get that mindset of home on the road. When we get that going here early on and figured out, it should be a lot of fun.
Something we probably should have talked about earlier on before we start about the schedule was part of the whole recruiting was rebuilding a coaching staff. Yeah. And you brought in an assistant in Chloe McDaniel, who you have leaned hard on. I know she's been hitting the recruiting trails hard.
Oh, yeah. We have in general. And she's been all over the place because she's still coaching club. So there's still things that she's a part of that add to her schedule. Got a lot of knowledge. Don't ever judge someone by their age. Her knowledge in volleyball, family tradition with that, sisters that have played, brother who's going to be playing in college here soon. So, yeah, there's a lot of that, and that's a lot of earned knowledge. And tying all that together with our men's program as well, because we all work well together as one big unit. And then bring Liam Morsey, who's been a part of our men's program, been a part of the women's program, kind of that final little piece in there, and making him a little bit more involved so that we get the best product that we can possibly get out of the young ladies. We want them to be ready, and if we're all doing that kind of stuff and getting them where we need them to be, it'll be great. But, having a strong female role model is important. Because at the end of the day, what we want for these kids, above volleyball and all that stuff, strong, independent women. That's what I love about my daughters and love about my wife, and I want that for these young ladies too. And so having one on the staff, nothing but a bonus.
Season starts first part of September. Good luck this year.
Thank you. Go Splitters.